Ben Caballero is the king of real estate sales. Real estate's first Guinness World Record holder, he's an Inman Innovator Award winner, an independent thinker, a business leader, and enduring entrepreneur who was a home builder for 18 years. He's not only the #1 ranked agent in the U.S. by Real Trends as published by the Wall Street Journal, Ben is also the first and only real estate agent in U.S. history to exceed $1 billion in annual home sales, a feat he has achieved for the last 3 years straight. Last year, Ben sold 4,799 homes, worth in excess of an astonishing $1.9 billion. Now, to put Ben's sales numbers in perspective, he sold an average of 92 homes a week, more than 12 homes per day, every day of the year. That's more than 1.5 home sales every business hour. The multi-billion-dollar question, how does Ben do it? In part 2 of Ben Caballero podcast series, Lessons from the #1 ranked real estate agent in the world, we will hear how Ben Caballero's HomesUSA.com platform for builders keeps him #1. Give a listen as Ben describes his path to invention, how he developed his business exclusively for home builders, the technology he invented, and how it works. Ben shares his straightforward approach to success. Helping his builder clients sell homes faster catapulted him to the top of the real estate business. Let's listen.
It's quite common to receive a call or be in a meeting somewhere and somebody walk up to me and ask, how did Ben Caballero become the #1 agent in the world? Matter of fact, I received a call one time from someone that was also recognized in Real Trends as in top 10. And I didn't know who this person was, but he called. First thing he says, who the F is Ben Caballero? And I had no idea. It turned out this person is a TV personality also. When I told my son about it, he said, oh my God, he called you. This happens, and I just tell people my success is attributable to the HomesUSA platform. The genesis of HomesUSA started in the late 90s, before the days of the computer and internet maturity. We were working with several builders. One of the builders, to show you how much it's changed, was a national builder in the top 5 in the country. I happen to know the sales manager, the VP of sales really, from previous business. And we went to lunch, and I said, Kerry, let me list your homes in MLS. He said, Ben, no, we don't need to do that. We're doing just fine. And I said, Kerry, let me list your homes in MLS. And if you're not happy in 60 days, then don't pay me. He couldn't lose. So we did. And now that particular company has mandated that all of their homes go into MLS nationally, and then the industry has pretty much followed suit. Now before that, pretty much builders were saying the same thing. And the ones that did list, there was really no organization or thought given to it very much. So anyway, we were doing the listings, we were getting price sheets, we were getting through faxes, and we were getting phone calls, change this, change that. We had no tracking. We had binders of MLS listings by builder, and we were getting thrown under the bus pretty regularly by sales counselors telling their sales manager they had made a price change when they didn't, and didn't tell us, and we had no way to confirm one way or the other, and it was pretty chaotic. So I thought, well, gee whiz, there's a better way. I was thinking in terms of the HomesUSA platform that we have now. So I began developing it and went through a couple of failures, as most software projects go. But we finally, I lucked out, found a young man who built the first version of it, and we began making it available to builders, and have since then just constantly refined and improved it. I could not do it at all. I couldn't achieve anything near what I'm doing as far as production without that platform. So what we do is we're using technology to facilitate our service to our clients. And technology is really great. We have implemented so many services and systems that make things flow so well. And not only for our clients, but for ourselves, we're able to do a tremendous amount of business and ensure accuracy and timeliness and completeness that's just not achievable any other way. Well, HomesUSA is my company. I don't have any partners or anyone else, and I funded it myself. It was a process. I didn't decide one day I was going to do this, and a month later we were doing it the way that we're doing it now as far as the platform aspect of it. It was always intended to be just for builders. We are not a retail company. Again, we are specializing as a corporate specialist. That is our specialty. You know, Steve Murray with Real Trends, I was at his one of his conferences, and I was sitting next to a New York broker that very major in the New York market. Steve Murray told this lady, who was a very big player in the New York market, that to tell her friend that Ben is the number one agent, but he doesn't do everything that she does. And I said, Steve, I do a lot of things she doesn't do. And so that's the situation. We just do things differently, and it's tailored to my client. Builders want to work with agents that have buyers. They don't need agents to list their homes. They don't need agents to market their homes. They don't need agents to sell their homes. They have marketing departments and sales departments and business analysts and market analysts that do more than an agent can do. Agents are primarily set up to do retail sales 1-2 at a time. Builders are selling subdivisions with anywhere from 10 to 50 homes per subdivision per year. They are not looking at anything but their particular product, and they don't need an agent to do the typical listing, promotional brochure, all that. They have their own people that do it better than anybody else can do it, because that's their business. What they do need is agents to bring them buyers. And to do that, they need to get the information in MLS so that these agents can have it to bring to them. So what I do is manage that process for the builders and make sure that the information is accurate and timely and complete. And whenever a construction stage goes from incomplete to complete, that's done then. Whenever a sales status goes from pending to sold, that it's marked sold, so that agents don't go out to show a home that somebody's living in. So we help maintain the builder credibility with the realtors and make it easy for realtors to work with builders as far as having the proper information. One of the objectives that I have with HomesUSA is to get the information to realtors in MLS, because that's where they go. They are not going to typically go to a builder's website. They're going to do a search for area and price and possible other features. And if your new home is in that list, then they're going to be inclined to show it. If it's not, then it's going to be invisible to them. So it's important for builders to have their information in MLS, or otherwise they're going to lose. And realtors sell 85% of the homes, of all homes. So it's really folly to not take care of that part of the business. HomesUSA.com is for volume builders. If a builder is only building 10 homes a year, they probably don't need us, because they can manage that. What we do is manage the process. There's a lot to gathering the information, to processing, to entering, and ensuring the information is accurate. This is not something that is normally understood by builders. They quite commonly think in terms, well, if it's in MLS, it's in MLS, and that's all I have to worry about. They check it off their list and go on. But they have two options. If they don't use HomesUSA.com, they can list it with an outside broker. That broker and the agents that they work with are not going to be conversant on how to manage this. They are going to try to manage it like a regular listing. And, you know, a regular listing, you take the photos and you put an MLS and so forth. You don't have to change the construction stage. You don't have to do anything typically. But with us, we put it in when it's under construction. We have to change the construction stage. We have to know when to order the photos. We have to know when to change the pricing, which builders do tend to change the pricing quite a bit. And we average changing a listing, touching it in some way during the life of the listing, probably 22 times. And so if you have a builder that's building, say, 100 homes a year, then we're talking about 2,200 changes. Now, some agent that is trying to do this for a builder is not going to be able to keep up with it. And neither can they do it in-house. I have found, all due respect, builders in general, they are in business to build and sell homes. They are not in business to manage MLS, and they hire people that don't know anything about it typically. And they have the worst listings of anyone, really, because they don't really have any oversight, they don't have any system. Now, there are exceptions, but they're very, very few. The only way that it can be done is to have a system that is sophisticated and automated. Our production volume in the first 10 years was pretty sporadic. We had years where we did a couple of thousand listings, and then we had, again, competition came in, and I was busy with my guaranteed sale part of it, and we got down to just a few hundred. And when I brought on the HomesUSA.com platform, we were down pretty low. The turning point was when we launched HomesUSA.com platform. You know, we launched the platform in 2007. And if you recall, the market was not the best. And we were recruiting builders just barely faster than we were losing builders because they were going out of business. It was a struggle. I remember doing one analysis where production, I think, in our market had gone down 30%, but ours had only gone down 5%. So I thought, well, we were really doing good, even though we were not maintaining the volume previous year. So it was really a struggle. But we were able to continue to recruit builders and have gradually increased. We went, I guess, probably that first year, I don't know if we did 500 listings. And we probably didn't do much more than that for a couple of years until things started improving. And, you know, then we got up to a couple of thousand. I remember thinking we were having a wonderful month when we were doing 8 listings a day on average. You know, that's like 240 listings. And today we have weeks that we do, you know, a couple of hundred or more listings in a week. So we just continued to grow, and we really didn't get into a major growth mode until about 3 years ago. And that's when I think our system started to really mature into a number of services that we've developed for our builders and reports, and it's easier for them to understand the value. HomesUSA.com does not do a lot of the things that the traditional agents do. We do other things that they don't do. And, you know, I appreciate the hard work that they do, but it's just not the same. For instance, you know, we receive an XML feed from the builders. XML feed is essentially a data feed that has pricing and photos and property descriptions and directions and contact information. And we take that, put it into our system, and use that along with some profile information that we have, and that creates a listing request with very little effort on the builder's part. Now, builders and agents, brokers, don't have that ability. So our builder can create a listing request in a matter of a couple of minutes. We can then process that in an average of 13 minutes. We get it into our log, and one of our people reviews it and then uploads it into MLS. So that's probably how we are able to achieve the speed and the accuracy and the synchronicity between MLS pricing and the builder's website pricing, and if they put it in other websites. So I think that is a key element. Now, we do produce reports, like if a sales counselor wants to know which realtors are selling homes in their market and their price range, we can produce a report for them online 24/7. They just click a button, open it up, and they have it in a matter of seconds. A builder could do that, or an agent could do that for them, but it would take a lot of time. I've frustratedly been telling a builder that and say, oh, well, we can do that. But, you know, when I ask, well, how long does it take? They don't really have any idea. We have a real-time dashboard that is viewable by builders management, builders sales counselors, and by us. And it has a number of things that allow builders to manage their listings by knowing when it's time to order photography, when it's time to change the construction stage from incomplete to complete, if a home is under contract, when it's time to change it to sold. We even have, if it has less than 100 characters of property description, then we have that listed and what it says so they can change it, and also their boss can see what it says too. It's information and allows management to see what's going on, sales counselors actually to manage the process, and probably 90% of our builders do allow the sales counselors to manage their listings, and I do totally believe that that's the way to go. The other thing we do is we have a media management module within our system that stores the photos, stores the floor plans, stores the renderings. So whenever somebody wants to create a listing, they can just pull that right into the system. They can drag and drop the order. They can edit them. They can put in the comments below the photos. So if you don't have that, then they're not going to likely be very organized, and realtors aren't going to have that. They're going to maybe have it in some form on their computer or whatever, but the sales counselor with our system has the ability to go in and do that themselves. They know what they want to show the client. They know what the most important thing is in their listing, so they can do that. I think that's better even than a builder having a department where they're taking care of their listings and having somebody that's off-site trying to determine what is the best for that listing. And so with the media management, you can not only do photos, you can do floor plans, renderings, you can do PDFs, and you can do virtual tour links. So it's a complete media management system, essentially. We have, in addition to the selling agent report, we have new home sales report. So if a builder wants to know what homes are selling by which builders in a particular area, they can do that. And this is complementary to what builders require their sales counselors to do every month. Typically, they will ask their sales counselor to find out what their competition is doing, what their prices are, how many homes they sold, how many that they closed. Well, with an MLS, you can see that, okay? And so we have that information in our system. We mirror the MLS in our system, and so we can give the sales counselors the ability to pull that information into a report anytime they want it. So they can see how many homes ABC builder sold that month or whatever. They can see the list price, they can see the square footage, and it's all there for them. The management report. Builder management needs to know what is happening. So what we do is send them a report every Friday morning at 8 o'clock that lists all of their active and pending listings, sorted by community. It shows all the pertinent information. Is this home complete? Does it have photography? If it's complete and doesn't have photography, has a photography request been made? What is the commission on this? If somebody has increased the commission for a temporary promotion or whatever, it's going to tell them that. So if it's expired and it's still there, they can tell. If a home should be listed and is not in this list, then they're going to know that. If there's one that shouldn't be in there, they're going to know that. So within just a matter of a few minutes, the sales manager, whoever it is, can review this report and just before their sales meeting be totally on top of everything. And I guess we receive more compliments on that than we do any other report. The accuracy with our system is something that nobody can do. A few months ago, I did a price discrepancy analysis of home builders' listings versus what they had on their website. And I was shocked to find that approximately 30% of all the prices were incorrect. Now, I'm not talking about my clients, I'm talking about my non-clients, okay? So I found that there were some major discrepancies. Some builders had over $2 million in price discrepancies in one market. Some builders had over 50% of their homes had price discrepancies. And I don't think they realize that the money that they are spending on building their image through their marketing department and all the efforts they do to promote their homes to realtors is not being supported very well whenever consumers and realtors go online and see different prices. I mean, if the prices are wrong, if you can't keep the prices straight, then what else are you missing on? So that, I think, is what we do. One of the things that we do for our builders, we ensure that your prices are going to be accurate and conform with what's on your website and what's being sent out to the various websites throughout the internet. We have two ways that we ensure accuracy in our listings. We have 32 built-in validations that ensure that prices, lot sizes, and so forth are accurate. Pricing, for instance, sometimes we'll see a price come in at $20,000 for a $200,000 home. Well, that's not going to work. And I've seen that. I did a report and saw a new home listed for $29,000. Well, obviously, it's probably $290,000. And so we keep that from happening. The other way is our human element, where when a listing request comes in, we humanly review it. We have to see it and check all the fields that are being changed. And so we are able to ensure that something doesn't get by there. You're not going to have any better way to ensure accuracy than what we have. Usually when we meet with a prospective client, we have a little bit of knowledge about what they're doing. And it's a delicate dance that we have to do because they may have terrible days on market. They may have terrible photography. It may be obvious that they're not reporting sales when they're supposed to be. and they're probably being fined by MLS. So we have to tell them in the most diplomatic way of their problems and that we can solve those problems for them. But essentially, we tell them that we handle the management of their listings more than just simply enter listings in MLS. And management includes the reporting processes, the accuracy and assurance that we have, the media management, lead capture and forwarding. We provide them with the status reports, and all of these things they don't do. They don't have the facility to do that. And I don't sell everybody that I talk to, but I think we do impress everybody that we talk to. They have reasons who are not deciding to do business with us, but it's not because they wouldn't like to. They perceive that the system that they have, they're getting it for nothing, and we do charge for our service. And they have budgetary things going on in the background. They have personnel things going on in the background that we don't know about, or they have a mandate from higher up. That's probably the most difficult thing that we deal with. They like what we do, and they would like to figure out a way to do business with us, but they are not the decision maker ultimately. Somebody in Florida or California or North Carolina is calling those shots. We're going to enter a new phase this coming year where we will be talking to those decision makers at corporate, and now that we have our new platform coming online. The HomesUSA platform is totally scalable. We could do this any market, any state, for any builder, and we intend to go there. I think that this is where we're really going to move to another level. Whenever I talk to builders about the savings that we can bring to them, it's hard for them to believe. It's hard for me to believe, okay? Because I have done 6 case studies in different markets under different conditions, and the data has shown that we have saved builders anywhere from 10 to 30 days marketing time. Now, if you have that many days less on market, you're saving in so many ways, in taxes, insurance, maintenance, utilities. You're having less price reductions because the home is getting older. You have less vandalism. You build more homes with the same overhead. Those are indirect benefits that I don't even count. If you just take the carrying cost and look at that, we are saving them a significant amount of money. Now, in addition to that, we have an open house service where we send to MLS anytime a home is completed and they have a sales center open. We call that an open house, and we send that out to MLS, and MLS syndicates that to Realtor.com and other websites, which then you can search by open house, or they have a facility to show you what's open house, and that drives clients directly to the builder. Now, realtors may not like this, and Realtor.com may not like this because they don't get to sell that lead, but it does allow the builder to have direct contact with someone looking for homes on the internet. And I know that has been successful because what I've seen is a 50% increase, approximate, depends just slightly from builder to builder. But if a builder is selling 20% of their homes directly without a realtor, with us, it'll go to 30. Now, if they're able to sell 10% more homes directly, they're going to be saving a lot of commission money. I did one study for a significant builder in the Dallas-Fort Worth market, and it was like we were saving them millions of dollars in over an 18-month period. I just could not believe it. If I can't believe it, I don't know how they believe it, but it's true. I don't know that I have been able to convey to the building industry what we can offer them. I think that they're missing out so much. In a number of ways, have just not gotten into the 21st century. HomesUSA is the only one doing what we do. That's good news and it's bad news. The good news is that we're the only ones doing it and we have no competition. The bad news is we're the only ones doing it and nobody else is out there telling the story, so we don't have any outside validation of what we're doing because we're the only ones. That's sometimes frustrating. But there's no doubt in my mind that given the opportunity that HomesUSA.com could make a difference for a lot of builders if they would just give us the opportunity.
And that's the legendary Ben Caballero, CEO and broker owner of HomesUSA.com, Guinness World Record holder, award-winning innovator, independent thinker, business leader, and enduring entrepreneur, and clearly the king of new home sales. This has been part 2 of Ben Caballero's podcast series, Lessons from the #1 ranked real estate agent in the world. We invite you to download and listen to part 3. Ben Caballero, How to Build a Business with Builders. For Ben Caballero and HomesUSA.com, I'm Tom Kelly.